Social, Harold and Bell's Cater. A lot of beautiful women I've seen on the clips.
Oh, no shit.
Cater trucks, like I say, Harold and Bear is there. Harold and
what you mean cater truck? What is that? Cater
like
truck.
a food truck. I'm tripping. Food truck should be
on
out there.
on Sunset?
No, right in South Central.
Oh, okay. Got you.
Right on right by the museum. By USC.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right, man. We live. Get the sharing. Let's get the sharing because we're gonna get this show popping. We got a lot coming up, you guys. Yes. We are live. So share, like. Fellas, let's go on our group page too. Just go to the group and also share on the group. Just any what's the name that's related to podcasts on the groups. Go in your group page on your Facebook. You know what I'm saying? And once you share on there, whatever. I mean, we've been getting a lot more views. You know what I mean? That's what I like. That's what I love. Who else? Who's in there? We got somebody in the house tonight. Whoever's in the house right now, just go ahead and give us some thumbs up so we know y'all here because we about to get it stone popping in the next.
We gotta do something. My wife texts me dead air. I'm like, nah, we talking. What are you talking about dead air? You can't hear us?
Is it? I need to go in here and see.
Is it dead air?
I hope not.
Is it dead air? Can you hear us, baby? Jill, can you hear us?
What'd she say?
Text me dead air.
Oh no, like you just repeated on the thing just now, so I know it's not dead air. You know, maybe because y'all wasn't talking.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine.
No, she didn't hear her husband in the other room talking yet. She's like, "Hey, hold up."
Oh man, look, she all the way at the back of the house, man. I'm in the middle of the house. I'm in my office.
All right, ladies and gents, we're gonna get it started in the next minute. We got one more minute. There she is. Mom's in the house. What's up, Moms? Appreciate you.
What's up, Moms?
Yes, indeed. Y'all see the topics. I know y'all got y'all opinions. Gonna let us know what y'all think about it. All right. In about a few minutes. Give us a few minutes. Just give us 30 seconds now. We got 30
already.
Seconds. Well, we get it started. Huh?
We're gonna start this show already.
We're gonna start it already.
Come get your cousin. Hey, come get your cousin.
I ain't got nothing to do with that.
Come get your cousin.
Nathan to do with that.
I said, boy, fuel, boy. He just.
Well, look.
I don't know why y'all.
I did the same thing, man. When I clicked the joint, I was like, where you come from? I was like, man,
I'll never make up. I hear from the people, and I just try to see, our opinions on it. Get our opinions on it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it comes from somewhere. It's not personal. It's not. It's not a personal thing. You know what I'm saying? All right, man. All right, y'all ready? Y'all ready to get this started? Get this show started. All right, then.
Yeah, let's go.
Here we go. Baby. 5, 4, 3, 2.
All our illusions were just a parade, and all the reasons start to fade.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Reasons, the show where you can give your reasons why you think what you feel about what we're talking about today. We should know this, man. We say no.
Dear brother, how do y'all deal with erectile dysfunction when you're in a relationship?
I wouldn't know how to do it unless I had it. And remember, if they're talking about you behind your back, they behind you for a reason. Peace. I love y'all.
Yes, sir.
That's what's up. It's Reasons on Fired Up Thursday, y'all, and this your boy Fuel in the house.
Fat boy in the building. You already know what type of time we are. We here.
Black live in a place to be.
What's up, fellas? How's everything going, man? Everything good? Huh? What you want? Some? Dang,
Yeah.
good Lord, excuse me. Clap for him.
Look, see, he ain't in the same place. Now you ain't controlling it. Now you want to act crazy.
Right. Clap for him. That's what's up, man. All right. There you go, dog. All right, man. We're gonna get this show started, man. We're gonna get it popping. I appreciate everybody just tapped in. Mom's here, Jill's here. Okay.
Happy Thursday,
I see Mom's got a comment already. All right, she's gonna go in.
Look, Mom,
she's gonna go in already. All right.
She's ready to go.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. All right, man. So as usual, y'all know I always come out with a video, man. You know. Do we gonna start on this topic? We're gonna start on. Yeah, we starting on this.
You might as well. And then
go ahead. You might as well get it going.
Man. All right, so of course, you know, I sometimes I don't know if it's just the younger generation or something like that. Maybe you guys can tell me that seeing these things and what happens, you know, that helps bring up these topics or help these conversations come forth when we get them, when I see them anyway. So anyway, here we go, and y'all let me know what y'all think. All right, here we go.
The Caribbean women, or even the African women. We're talking about the Americanized black woman. The reason why these successful men are skipping over you, it's not the way that you look, but it is the way that you carry yourself. These other women, they were conditioned, they are programmed, they are trained to be wives. They are trained to be helpmates. They are trained to be submissive. They are trained to cater to their man. They are trained to be grateful. They are trained to be appreciative. If you deal with the typical black woman in America, she wants nothing but a whole bunch of things provided for her that she cannot provide for herself. She requires all of these things that she cannot do for herself. And then when you get one that can do things for herself, she talks down to men as if she's better because she's paying bills and she has a car and she has a credit score, as if that makes her better when that just makes her an adult. There are going to be a lot of women that are upset about this post.
Yeah.
But it's the truth. It just is what it is.
There it is. It is what it is, man. So what do you guys think? Or are black men skipping over, you know, the black women, even to marry?
I'm gonna tap out because my wife is white. So
no,
I'm
you have an opinion. You know you got an opinion. That's pretty good.
Thank you, Black Cliff. Thank you.
Well, basically,
I'm gonna get this one out.
You tapped out because you wanted, or you trying to.
That was a good one.
Don't get me get started. That was good. All right, so I'm gonna tap out because my wife is white.
That was good. We needed that one right at that time because I was over here stuck. I didn't know what to say, Black Liv. I said,
oh no. I know. I mean, I knew exactly what to say because we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. The fact where I sent y'all the video where the young black man was talking about how he found when he went to another culture's home, he found peace.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah, you did tell. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I sent y'all that a couple weeks ago, where it wasn't a matter of. It was like, you know, whenever he would go around, and once again, what I want everybody to understand is that when I say this, it's not directed at it. It doesn't mean every single black woman is this way. Please understand this. But what I'm saying is that there are a lot of black women, and like the ones around where we grew up, you know, you go over their house and you go to a cookout and it's a fight or a shootout, or, you know, it ain't peaceful, or somebody complaining that you cheating at spades or dominoes, or you know what I'm saying? It's drama. It's drama everywhere. But sometimes when you go around other cultures, it's peace. So a lot of black men are not choosing black women because they want peace. They don't want drama. They don't want BS. They just don't want that.
Can it be that people just focus on our culture of being violent or whatever is as well? I mean, as the women and the men of our own culture, you know what I mean? Because you know, I mean, when you just said like having going to the functions and party, I've seen, and I'm in LA, I'm in California, so it's a lot of Latino parties here too. And they break out in some crap at the, you know, they get so drunk, man, they just get into some stuff too. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't want to categorize it to just one race or anything like that. But it happens with every race. And once again, to that there are listeners here, we're only asking opinions. We're not actually saying all our black women are like that, because I know good black women, of course. You know what I mean? So just so y'all know that, just to make it clear, you know what I'm saying? We don't want to be pushed off the air.
Yeah.
Like, oh, them now. But go ahead.
Bro.
Go ahead.
And like,
go ahead. Finish up. Yep.
And and to further emphasize it, my first wife was black. So I mean, it's not like I like diss black women or I dislike black women or anything like that. It's just that and like I said, I'll keep it a buck. When I hit the dating scene, right, and I put my profile, because I met my wife on Tinder, and I'll tell everybody this. I met my wife on Tinder, and the first thing I put in my profile was that I was a single father and I had custody of my son. Okay. And believe it or not, I literally had women tell me, and most of them were black women, tell me that they didn't want to mess with me because I had custody of my son. And I let them know that, you know, my son will come first. So it's not a matter of that. It's just, it's part of the funny part, the hypocrisy of it, that, you know, they would want you to be okay with their kids with baby daddies, but they didn't want to mess with me because I was a single father.
I've experienced different. I experienced different because especially a lot of black women, when, you know, even when I just had my daughter here by myself, you know, a lot of women respect that. A lot of women like that or whatever, because it says you know, it speaks to the character of that person. You know what I'm saying? So they, you know, knowing that I'm just not like out here and not caring about my child or whatever the case may be, and their best well-beings and all that type of thing, whatever, and willing to take on the reins that my mom, the daughter's mom, couldn't do. You know what I'm saying? That, you know, I took it on. A lot of women respect that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't, you know, I mean, to me, to answer this guy's question though, it's who you're around, who, you know, you do have some people that has, you know, childhood trauma or whatever, that didn't have a dad or whatever, and society has always tried to turn it to, you know, for the black women to be this powerful and not, you know, be more like we talked about last year, being masculine, you know what I'm saying, in the relationship type of thing, being the boss, you know what I'm saying. But then, you know what I'm saying, you have women out there that wants to come home and be a woman, be a feminine, you know, want the man to you know what I'm saying, see her as his significant other, wife, you know what I'm saying, as a female, not the one that's running the household. Now, when you get those that's coming home and trying to run a household too, is when you have run into a problem.
But what I also want to say is we've come to a point in our society where we as human beings are a lot more open to other races.
True.
Whereas back when we was kids, you know, if you, and I'm gonna use this colloquialism, if you was with a snow bunny, it was just because she was trying to fulfill some slave, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Y'all know what I'm saying. And so, and it's like, well, he, you know, she couldn't possibly love him or he couldn't possibly love her. But we've become a lot more open as a society to love just being loved. It's not a matter of choosing, not choosing a black woman. It's a matter of just choosing who you love. You can't choose. I mean, honestly, you shouldn't have to choose who you love based on their race. You love who you love.
It's true. Go ahead, Fat Boy, with the mom said. Go ahead.
Mom says, hey, mom says, I have to say, I believe it's because the way sisters have stopped being the neck in the relationship, being one that waters and pours into a black versus tearing him down and allowing their lonely.
That's
I
it.
don't know. Yeah, allowing their lonely.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was more. Absolutely, Mom. Who was that?
That's
Is that
Marshall.
Marshall? Crazy
Yeah,
Marshall.
man.
Hey, Sadat, Marshall. I know what you're saying, bro.
How these
Sadat.
niggas at
Hey,
the house tonight.
Find your pity on the
no,
runny
for real.
kind.
No, for
Right,
real.
right.
Friends destroy their relationships and happiness. We have to be a woman who pours and takes care of the head so he can protect and provide for himself and his
I
family.
agree, Mama.
Mm-hmm.
That part right there, period, while giving you nothing.
Marlon, what's up, man? Uncle Black live funny as hell.
No, for real.
I keeps it real, man. I keeps
Liv
it
chose
real.
love. It wasn't her color. Clearly, exactly. And they,
Exactly.
yeah, and it
wasn't
never
that.
should be based on just because you see a person, a black woman with a white man, or a white man with a black woman. It's about the color. It's about what they feel and what's been what's the, I can't even get the word out. What's been fulfilling to them in their life. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. So, in all seriousness, the brother has a point.
Because I was always honest. I tell people that if you mess with me, I'll mess with you. I'm not going to discriminate and not, just not even give you a chance just because you're a different race, nationality, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And that's what, to me, something that needs to be said. People need to be open to relationships. That's why there's a lot of lonely people out here right now, because you just want to shut down and shut off and like, okay, I'm not messing with that. I'm not gonna do that. This ain't not talking to you, fat boy. We already know your position on this.
Did we get his position?
Oh, we got his position a while ago. Yeah, he don't
that's
mess
right.
with.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. It's not that I don't mess with. I just don't look towards. I've been seeing some little white girls though. I ain't gonna lie. I see some in New York. I said, you know what? I gotta start looking at the white girls. But nah, all jokes aside, I agree. I agree with Black Live with some things that you said, as well as some points that Fuel made, and also what makes this dope is this video actually was videos like this was actually the reason why I chose the topic that we have coming up later, because I'm kind of tired of corny dudes making it about the women and then making it racial so you can get clicks, right? Just because you can't, because I think it creates division, right? It creates division between black men and black women, and then but here's the kicker: it also creates division between white women and black women, right? Or Asian women, or any ethnic other cultures, right? Because it immediately says that these cultures are better due to how they were brought up, right? Which then means that these other cultures, and that's implying that the other cultures were brought up right, and the sisters was brought up wrong. And I think what happens there is those are the women that you are dealing with, right? And I think that we have to be careful when we place things like that into context, because yes, there are a lot of women out there, but those are the women. Excuse me. Yes, there are some women out there and some sisters that do act like that. And that is what you see, and that is what is displayed. However, there are all ethnic backgrounds that act just like that because it's culturally normal, right? However, there are women who are mature in all ethnic backgrounds who don't act like that, who were raised with fathers, who do know how to be quote unquote subservient. So I think that sometimes dudes like this is the reason why I brought up the question. Like, when are we gonna stop the men versus women, the black versus white, right? That's really why our country is where it is today, because it becomes this division instead of showing how it is okay, like Black Liz said, to love who you want to love, right? But it's okay if you want to love your own as well. You feel what I'm saying? And there is no one or the other. Both are okay. right? And I think that we have to stop trying to. Sometimes we have to stop trying to project our morals and how we feel onto others. Like Black Lip, like my mom said, made a great point. Black Lip is married to a white woman, but because he's married to a white woman, I know that Jill loves him. You get what I'm saying? So me trying to say, oh, because he ain't married to no sister, he ain't no brother, is crazy. Now, if you met me 4 or 5 years ago, I may have said that. You get what I'm saying? But due to my ignorance, due to me not not understanding that life grows, people love who they want to love, and it don't have nothing to do with race and you know what I'm saying. So I think that I don't want I despise sometimes seeing brothers use other women to downplay black women, right? Instead of just saying the women that I'm dealing with ain't shit. Period. Right? I don't like that because it causes division between, like I say, not only men and women, but the sisters, right? The sisters, the white sister and the black sister, right? It corrupts this thing. So then when you do see a Geo and Black Lip and out, it's this look of hate instead of this look of love of two people who love each other, right? I think that we got to kind of stop projecting our energy on the others.
Okay,
that's it.
And that's one of the reasons. You know, sometimes y'all think I'll be crazy when I bring up these topics, or if I bring up something that seems somewhat could be somewhat controversial. But this is one of the reasons I bring it, so we can put out there, as you know, because I do trust our opinions. I trust our thought process on these type of things or whatever. And it's no harm to anyone. You know, we never try to have any harm to anyone else as far as what their thought process is, because I'm an open-minded person where I can understand where this guy's coming from. I can understand that the fact that he probably in a situation, probably been around certain people or grew up a certain way to only see that and not have enough, knowledge to know how to go about finding the right woman. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't really kind of categorize as to, there's not a big category as to, us losing our black women, or picking over our black women. It comes down to picking on the right over the right person for the right person. That's for us. That's for me. That's for them. Because I mean, even though you got people that has in a mixed relationship or whatever, they still have the same problems. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? They still have the same problems when it comes to the relationship. Because that's really what it comes down to. It comes down to a relationship, and there's a mixed couples that has problems, that has money problems, that has finance problems, and jealousy, all that type of stuff or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Cheating and all that. So it doesn't really matter what race it is. It's just a matter of how you feel and the type of relationship that you're actually growing for yourself and for that person that you're with. You know what I mean? But like I said, if any black woman that's out there, you want a brother, holler. But anyway, no. But anyway, no, you said no for real.
No,
but seriously. No, but seriously, it doesn't matter. Any black or white or Latino, Asian, and I can tell you now, I don't date them. Oh, I don't dated black, I don't dated white, I don't dated Latinos or whatever. So I can filter out for myself what I like and who will be good for me in the end. Whether that be a black woman, that be an Asian woman, that be a white woman, that be a Hispanic or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, man, that's my humble opinion. But let's get into some more of these comments real quick.
New York white women, though. No, let me stop.
Oh, there you go.
There's. Hey, can you hear me?
What you say?
All right, because I'm froze on my screen. But anyway, so there's 2 points I want to just, on my screen I am. There's 2 things I just want to touch on, Fat Boy, that you said. Number one, the problem in our country right now, it is division, but mainly the biggest problem in our country is the white heterosexual male feeling like they're losing power. That is the number one issue in our country right now.
Yep.
Number two, I think I forgot it. I lost it.
He froze on mine. There you go.
I don't know.
No, you back.
Am I froze?
You back. Watch out there, Jack.
Go ahead, finish.
Okay, I'm now here now. Okay.
Just finish what you said. We can hear you. So go ahead.
So yeah, so like I said, that's the number one problem right now is a white heterosexual male feeling like that they're being overtaken by gays, blacks, Hispanics, anybody other than them.
Absolutely.
That's the number one. Yep, that's the number one issue. Now, what I also want to say is that brother, he is doing a disservice because the examples that he used were people. Wait a minute, no, were people from, and I'm gonna keep it a buck. Were people from third world countries.
Oh yeah, talk about some stuff.
Okay, and I'm gonna tell you right now, being somebody that was in the military, man, how many times have I seen these brothers bring these women over here from the Philippines, Korea, Germany, and whatnot? As soon as they get here and they get that taste of what they can do and what they can't do to their husband, they fall right out of that. And next thing you know, they filing for divorce,
like
taking half this fool stuff because now they don't. Right, exactly. Because Umfufu came over here and figured out that what in America you treat me like animal. You treat me like animal. I want half.
All right, let's get these comments, y'all.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, once again, being in the military, I've seen that a million times.
Man. Fat boy, you are right about the division between women of different race. Why are we always being compared? True that. We need to stop being
good stuff.
Go ahead.
Starlene said,
I feel like there is a certain ignorance to his thinking. He isn't open to love because if he was, he wouldn't see a color. However, he can have a preference.
Starlene, what's up? Appreciate you tapping in.
Starlene, welcome.
Starlene also says sometimes you may need to step out your norm to find the right one. Yep.
Facts. Big Marlin in the house. TBH, the only people I see hating on interracial relationships are the old heads. Really? Mm-hmm. Ooh, bro. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, when me and Jill go out and we're out somewhere, young people don't look twice at us. But these older white dudes and older black people,
you would think
will give us the sideways.
What's up, Rob? Rob's in the house.
He's still in Texas now. He ain't.
Jill said, Marlon, you're right. Young people could care less than they see when they see us. That is true. I guess.
But the bad part is that there are some young people that are now starting to get that way because of the influence of a certain orange person. And I'm telling you, I've seen we've been to some places in Austin, which is supposed to be really open and inclusive. We've been to a couple places there where some young ones was looking kind of crazy.
I don't think I've ever been out with a different race and experienced someone looking at us like we was crazy or anything. I don't know. I've never experienced that, man. And I think that would kind of be weird for, especially here in LA, when you have every nationality here. You know what I'm saying? Why? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I never experienced that, guys. All right, man. Let's go do it.
Wait a minute, we need to hit on Glory's point.
What do you mean?
Glory Mo.
It's up top.
Yeah, she put a pest up here. She said, "I don't like mixing races. I'm not racist, but hate to see it."
Hold on.
Okay, Glory.
There's a Facebook comment.
It's up top.
Glory, I gotta ask you why. I mean, you may be able to expand on that. And once again, you're like you said, you're the only one who knows if you're racist or not. I mean, that's on you. I don't. But as far as I'm concerned, once again, love is love. I never really worried about that. If somebody wanted to go out with me and they dug me and we was vibing, whatever happened.
Eddie Murphy is crazy. Kanisha, what's up? Thanks for tapping in. Gloria, there it is. I'm sorry. That's why I missed it. Okay. I don't like mixed races. I'm not racist.
Yeah,
but
Glory Mo.
Hate to see it.
I mean, look, once again, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, their own thing.
Well, the reason I kind of want her to actually expand that. You know what I'm saying? As you know, like what makes you feel that way? Maybe that's the right question. Because she don't like mixing race. I'm not racist, but hate to see it. Why do you hate to see it, Gloria?
Like I said, I'm a guess, but look, look, Jackie Joe ain't. When I was younger, Jackie Joe wasn't having none of that. It was like, don't bring that
Really?
WD up in the house. Yeah, that white devil. That's what she
but Mama
called him.
didn't do that with us.
But Mama didn't have to, because we knew not to bring no.
You knew not to bring no white gal over there.
Please, David and Joe.
Well, would you wait a minute, Fuel? Was you gonna bring a white woman up in 38?
If I liked her, it just wasn't many around us at that time. And that time when we was growing up. Remember, we only had one white boy at our high school. Remember, what's his name?
Well, when you went out, it was two when I got.
Yeah,
and they was brother and sister.
We didn't have it though. We didn't really have it in our area or our neighborhood or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It was always that. So,
well, bro, I used to go to Independence to get
remember,
to anyway.
I couldn't go to Independence. We was too young. We couldn't go that far. We couldn't go further than But anyway, back to what we were saying. But I would like her to elaborate a little bit more on that though, just to kind of see how she feel. What speak your speak. You know what I'm saying? Speak your stuff.
I like that. I like it because I love that. I love the comment because it's another one of those conversations, right? I think that because something goes against my preference, right, or what I believe, does that make me prejudiced towards the other people, right?
No,
and I think that right, it's just your preferences is the way that I think, and I think that she did a great job in a sense of in wording it, and I think that
understanding, yeah.
I think that is another conversation that needs to be had, right? If I am a white male, right, and I see a black man with and I'm being you today. I'm gonna do devil's advocate, but if I see a white man or a black man with a white woman, and I feel a little white, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I'd be like, what the hell?
I'm just saying, am I? Yeah. Is something wrong with me, right? Or vice versa, is something wrong with me? But I do like how Black Lip answered it, right? Answers, you're entitled to your opinion, but I love what you did. You know what you did? You led with curiosity first. You said, I will ask why, right? I think that is where, as people, we start a conversation, right? That is where, as people, then we are allowed to remove the prejudice, right? Because we're able to say, all right, now, well, I see where she's coming from. Right, because after that, she sparked that question. She sparked that question. You asked why. Rob followed up with the same statement, but he gave a why, right? And it creates that conversation, right? And it allows people to be able, because it goes back to what I was saying earlier, to articulate how they feel when seeing cultural intertangling, right, or vice versa, right? And I think that is something that we need to talk about, because it won't be so taboo, right? We'll start to lessen up those. It was like that show that my boy Emmanuel Ochoa did, Uncomfortable Conversations with Black People, with a black man.
I don't like Emmanuel Ochoa.
I don't know. And I'm not too fond of Dr. Umar, Marlon. I mean, I like him for certain things, but he kind of go overboard. You know what I mean? Seriously, he goes a little overboard. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, but go ahead.
So, yeah, I'm gonna expand on why I don't like Emmanuel Ochoa. Emmanuel Ochoa is a prime example of an immigrant that came here and basically is making his money off the backs of the blacks that came before him. Emmanuel Ochoa went to Texas. He went to UT. Emmanuel Ochoa is a first generation American. His parents are African. So basically, he came here and he's making every dime of his money as a black man off the backs of the black people that came before him. And basically, he pays no homage, gives no way, has no tendency toward the people that came before him. And he's made some discouraging comments about Black Americans that I don't deal with. So Emmanuel Acho is not your ally, as many people like to try to think.
I don't even know who the hell who he is. So for me to be in this business and not even know, obviously said something too, because I don't know. Yeah,
you wouldn't unless you're really down with, like, he was a sports commentator on Fox News. I mean, on Fox Sports.
Show. The reason why I used him is because he had a show that was talking about uncomfortable conversations with a black man, and I thought that the show did a great job in the sense of conversation, right? Creating a platform for conversation. And I had never seen anything to that degree before. I'd never heard anything like that, but I hadn't seen anything to that degree in the sense of how he structured it. And I thought it was very interesting because he created a lot of different conversations. And one of the conversations was interracial couples. Another one of the conversations was police brutality, and he had how cops see us and how we see cops. And it was I thought it was a great, the point I was making is it opens up the table to have great conversation.
And sometimes you don't like, even with me with Omar, sometimes you don't have to like the answers that person gives, but the other people that's on there that he's speaking to, or that the answers that they give, their opinions that they have or whatever, you know what I mean? So don't get me wrong. I mean, I can't say I don't like, because of the fact he opened up that conversation or whatever, like you guys are saying, is, a good thing, you know what I mean? Because it is something where now we have to believe, I don't have to believe everything that person says, you know what I mean? But the fact that like you said, Fat Boy, they open that conversation to give you more insight as to what's going on or whatever,
So Dr. Umar is about his bread, and he caters to red pill dudes. That's his whole thing. He caters.
Okay, but all I'm saying is the race, just the conversations that he's had with people and the opinions of other people is a good thing.
And Rob says, I can kind of agree with Gloria, but my reasoning is because the black family is in so much disarray. I just want to see us together and have whole black families. But hey, I love our
well put.
But what you don't understand is that if you have a child with that woman, that child's going to be black, regardless of what you think.
For me, I understand Glomo comment, because sometimes brothers and sisters, when they are with other cultures, they are frowned upon us as if we are not enough as black women, which makes it difficult to see. It makes it difficult to see.
I disagree with that, Mom. But I mean, I'm gonna disagree with that a little bit, Mom, because you're right. But the problem is that when black women see a white woman with a black man, they immediately develop an attitude. I've seen that time and time again. So if you were truly open to that person and you basically like spoke to them or understood where they were coming from, maybe it would be a little bit better. That's part of the
I think it's hard for me to prejudge anyone that I don't know and don't talk to. You know what I'm saying? It's hard for me.
Exactly. But if I walk into a soul food restaurant with my wife,
really,
man, you should see some of the looks.
It's like, for real, sisters don't play that shit.
Oh,
he's tripping about it. They be tripping about it.
Well, they immediately develop an attitude, and I'm like, you don't even know this woman.
Rob said, but what I will say is that I will only marry a black woman, and I have dated out my race. Yeah, and so you've gotten to see what works for you and who works for you or whatever. So it wouldn't be I wouldn't judge you if you basically said, okay, I dated my black women and now I'll get better such and such from a Latino or a white woman or whatever, or Asian or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I would not judge against you about that or whatever, because that was your preference. That's what's making you happy. That's what's building your relationship. That's all you. It has nothing to do with me. It ain't like I gotta, be a part of y'all relationship. Whether it's black, white, or whoever. You know what I mean? What is this, Rob? You said black love. You're absolutely black love, black lift. You're absolutely correct.
I'll take that. Black love. I'm correct.
All right, man. That's enough. That's enough comments on that. We're gonna go into the next one. You know what time it is. It's Fat Boy time. Suck it now. Here we go, baby. History and Blackness with Fat Boy. Let's go.
I ain't got no music, no theme song.
I know,
Get
man. He ain't giving you nothing.
All right. Today, History and Blackness segment, we got a special one for y'all today. We have Rosalind G. Brewer, born 1962 in Detroit, Michigan. She is a trailblazing business executive and cultural equity champion who has redefined leadership in corporate America. Excuse me. Raised in a working class family as the youngest of 5 children, Brewer became the first in her family to attend college, earning a bachelor's of science in chemistry from Spelman College in 1984. She furthered her executive training through programs at Wharton, Stanford Law School, and the University of Chicago Booth School of Business. Brewer rose to prominence in 2012 when she became the first Black person to lead a Walmart division as a CEO of Sam's Club. Her influence deepened in 2017 when she joined Starbucks as the first Black woman and first woman to serve as Chief Operating Officer, where she led racial bias training for over 175 employees following a national incident of discrimination. In 2021, Brewer made history again as the only Black woman CEO of a Fortune 500 company, leading Walgreens Boots Alliance during a critical period of public health transformation. Recognized by Fortune, Forbes, and Time as the most powerful woman in business, Brewer has consistently used her platform to challenge systemic inequalities. She once said, "You can't be silent, you have to speak up and speak out." This guiding principle defines her legacy not only in the boardrooms but across communities. Through mentorships, philanthropy, and bold leadership, Brewer has empowered the next generation of Black professionals, advancing representation and equity in spaces where it was long overdue.
Very good. Very good.
Shout out to her.
Blackness.
And so, if y'all don't remember her, remember maybe 5 years ago, Starbucks put out the brothers. They locked the brothers up for sitting inside the Starbucks.
In
the bathroom.
They were trying to go to the bathroom. They was having a business meeting in there, and they told them to get out, and they ended up throwing the brothers in jail. She was the one who kind of changed, who jumped in as the CEO and led the diversity training and discrimination training and launched a whole new rules. And then also instead of selling them to other companies, she began to give them to all the other companies. So a lot of the companies, their discrimination bylaws and the new discrimination bylaws that they have came from her.
Once again, man, it's amazing.
Good deal.
How that's why I love the segment of the show too. How you find these right, but how you find our Black brothers and sisters that are actually still making a difference in this world, and we don't hear about it. All we hear about is of course what most people that are white or whatever race does, and the money they have and what they're doing to and kind of leave us in the shadows in the back. You know what I'm saying? So so if you guys out there that's listening and watching and always want to get some history and Blackness as to what our people are doing in our culture, in our neighborhoods, our stores, our businesses, all that good stuff, then y'all need to always tune into this every Thursday at 6 p.m. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. All right, man. Oh, where we at? Oh, yeah, yes, gender war. Did I say it right? I didn't say it right. Gender. how do we end the gender
how do we end the
war?
gender war?
How do we end the gender war? Fat Boy, I mean, I'm gonna let you take the lead on this.
Absolutely, I'm ready. I think the number one thing is two things. I think number one is active listening, and number two is empathy. I think that we have to begin to create a space to where we are able to listen to each other's gripes and be able to understand them and not compare. I think Jill said a great thing on last segment when it came to women. Why do we always have to compare everything gender wise or ethnic wise? Right? Why do we always have to make it a man versus woman or the you versus me? And I know why, right? I know it's a part of the white supremacist power structure, and that's why it's the way things are supposed to be done. However, how do we challenge that? And I think that it's important that we begin to create a space amongst each other where we're not slandering each other in public, right? Where we're not saying women are this and women are that. Now, we talk crazy in our private time and we clown amongst the fellas or we clown amongst the ladies, that's different. But when we're outside in the public, to even just show a look, we don't know all things, and I'm not going to group all women, right? As my therapist always said, I'm not going to generalize all women. I'm not going to generalize all men, and be able to come to each other, create a space where we can properly communicate, get some things off of our chest, and really look for a proper solution. I think that's how we end the gender war.
Okay. All right. Well, first of all, I kind of want to just make this point too, as far as what gender war is, because I mean, we got jumped right into it, but we didn't really say what it is. The term gender war is used to describe various conflict and tension related to gender role, equality, and societal expectation. It can refer to societal conflicts, conflict within individuals, conflicts in specific contexts, ideological and political battles. You know what I mean? So that all can kind of wrap in within the gender war that we basically have with one another, So I just wanted to make that point and get that part clear too, so people know what's up with this topic that we're talking about.
Okay. Who's next? So to me, the whole problem when it comes to gender wars is lack of respect.
Good stuff.
That's the number one issue, is that there are too many men that are too proud to say to a woman, good job. Or they're too proud to have a woman earn more than them. Or they're too proud to basically just, and you don't have to be subservient to them, but just respect them. Respect the hustle. And there are too many men that become emasculated because of that. Because they feel like, okay, this woman got her own, or she got this, or she got that, so she don't need me. And it's not a matter of needing you, it's a matter of wanting you. That's where the gender wars come in. You don't. Every person doesn't have to be a white knight riding up on a horse trying to save somebody. You know what I mean? The respect should just be there. Yeah. Dexter, man, you got to put up what Dexter said. That's pretty good.
Oops. Hold on.
You got it? Mom was talking about mine. Yeah, but Dexter said, stop calling it a gender war. It's not a war. We're not fighting each other. That's the biggest problem. Dexter, that's a good point. But you're talking semantics. It's not a matter of a gender war. We can call it a gender disagreement, or we can call it men being emasculated, or we can call it what some people want to call it is that women being too butch, or women taking over, or women doing this. But there is a disagreement just because we can't. We lose respect. And everything should be based on a foundation of respect for each other.
So when we say war too, I mean it caused conflict, it caused disagreement, it causes a fight, between those two, the man and the woman. So that's kind of like one of why we call it a gender war. because it's kind of like you're fighting up against each other or whatever. One got to be, got to be better than the other, as opposed to them coming together and being, neutral and understand each other for who they are and what their role are in a relationship, So that's kind of like where that comes from, Dexter, too, but I do get your point, what I'm saying? To feel like it's not a war, of course, I know where you're kind of coming from with that, but it basically is a war. Because, when somebody makes more in a relationship, they feel like they're the boss. Am I right or am I wrong? In most relationships, when it comes to it, but it shouldn't be that. Exactly. And that's where the whole conflict comes from, is that the fact that, no one, if you have to have mutual respect for each other. You have to have the respect of your role as a man and your role as a woman. If God wanted to make you, masculine or whatever, then you be a man. And if he wanted to make you soft, you in women. And some people do switch up and be who they are. Without that's going to, gay. If they feel like they want to be the female part in, and they end up, gay or something. I don't know, but y'all got my drift. Y'all get my drift. Y'all know where I'm going with that.
Yeah, I get the drift. Yeah,
exactly.
Back on that one. Yeah,
but
get your cousin, Jay. Hey, Black Liv, get your cousin, man. He was doing so good, wasn't he?
Look, man.
Was doing so good.
Look, I just work here. I just work here, man. I ain't got nothing to do with it. I ain't in charge of nothing. I just work here.
So good.
We still doing good. What are you talking about? We still good. Hey, we appreciate the views. I mean, I see a lot of views coming on, you guys. So I want to remind y'all why y'all here to hit that like button. Hit that like button, and then also subscribe on YouTube. Fired Up Broadcasting on YouTube, so y'all can get notification every week when we go on live. You know what I mean? Do that for us. Do that for us. We really, 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 really would appreciate it. We see our numbers are going up each week, so continue keeping this ball rolling, man. Is that it on gender role, man? I mean, gender war.
I do want to touch on one thing, and then I want to get up. Matter of fact, let me do this Jill comment, and then I'll get into the last thing I wanted to say.
Go ahead, hit the Jill.
Jill says, "End the gender war by replacing power struggles with empathy, equality, and mutual respect. Listen, uplift, silence voices, and reject stereotypes. Educate on consent, equity, and emotions." Come on, Jill. And I agree. That's it. I agree. Yes. I agree right there.
That's it. End on that. Yep, let's end on that. Good one.
Hey, Jill, you got sister. Jill be coming with something, boy. She be coming with something. That's what's up. That's what's up. All right, man. It's time for Dear Brothers and Sisters.
Come on.
Do y'all need some music for that? No, y'all.
You ain't got no music.
You want to control what it is? We got music. I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
All right, man. Dear Brothers and Sisters, man. Come on, Lift. You got it, baby. Let's go. Oops, that ain't it. Hold on. Oops, that ain't it. There we go.
That ain't it.
Here we go.
All right. So we got Dear Brothers, Dear Sisters. So, do you feel bad for keeping the bro sis code when you know that your friend is cheating?
Ooh-wee.
So, what I mean by cheating, I mean cheating on their significant other, be it girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, whatever. And so, once again, my lovely wife Jill, she posted something. She sent something to me, which she sent me too much damn stuff all the time, but that's a different story. But she sent me a video of David Banner, who is a rapper and an entrepreneur. And David Banner basically said that he would never do business with somebody that was cheating on their significant other. And the reason that he said that, I mean, it's common sense. I mean, people who don't even think about it, if you're willing to cheat and lie to somebody that you love or that you supposedly love, what do you think they can do to you? And you're nothing to them. You're just a business partner. They can cheat you and steal money from you and whatever and whatnot. But we all have this code, the bro code. where, all right, man, you don't snitch on me or blah blah blah, and then your ladies have, I guess, a cis code, or I don't know what your ladies have, but it's like, well, you don't tell. But how do you feel bad? Do people feel bad about that, or how do you feel? Are you okay with knowing that this person is doing this to somebody that they supposedly love?
Oh man, that's another. Once again, let's get into exactly what I'm trying to get here. What a bro sister code is, a bro sis code is, and what it means. It refers to the unwritten rule of expectation within a group of friends, particularly between male and female friends. The bro code focuses on the camaraderies and loyalty among male friends, often emphasizing prioritizing male friendship and respecting boundaries related to others' men's romantic interests. So, and then the cis code extends similar principles to female friendship, emphasizing support, loyalty, and respecting boundaries related to other women's relationship. With that said, man, I think when it comes to that, at least from what I've experienced, when it comes to something like this, having a bro code,
Go ahead, Phil. You just say it. You don't snitch. Snitches get stitches.
No, you know what?
You don't
to be honest
nothing.
with you, I think what I do, this is gonna sound kind of crazy, but what I do basically is I pray for that couple. I pray for that couple, and that person sees the person who they are, for who they are. Because if I see it or whatever the case would be, I mean, I just, I'm of course when we were, and I ain't gonna lie, when we were younger, hey, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because I was probably doing some crap or whatever, and my boys had to be quiet. You know what I'm saying? So when I was younger, I was in those type of situations, where we had a bro code where, hey, what you do with your girl is what you do with your girl. What I do with mine is what I do with mine. So I don't tell you, you don't tell me. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. So it is a real thing. It is a real thing. But now that I've gotten, older and mature or whatever, and because of the fact that I'm not a snitch, like you said, I'm not going to never tell, like, dang, girl, your man is cheating on you. You know what I mean? No, I ain't going to do that, but I'm afraid. No, exactly. That's real crazy. You know what I'm saying? And the only ones, listen, and ladies, let me get it clear. When that happens, understand that man is probably trying to hit on you himself.
Yeah.
When he's telling, when a man is telling on another brother, or whatever the case may be, you've been treated this or whatever, he's trying to get in too. Majority of the time. I can't say 100%, but majority of the time. You know what I mean? So that's one of the things that I don't mess with. I don't mess with. Go ahead, Fat Boy.
I think Mom said it the best. I think that.
Which one?
The top one.
Here you go.
Yes,
this one.
Yeah, the top one.
No, the other one after that.
No, the next one.
Yeah. She said, I saw that, and it really makes sense. But loyalty to your friend as their friend, I will encourage them to stop or get out of the relationship, because if you love someone, you shouldn't cheat. I think that's perfectly said. I think that lately what I've been seeing, y'all, is everybody on this morale kick, like if you cheat, I ain't working with you, or if you this, like we I'm noticing that the world has become like we're beacons. Like we're the statue of humanity, right? We're the Winston Churchill, right? We're the city on the hill. I feel like celebrities, and I love David Banner, and I know that is coming from a great place. But what I'm trying to get is that I think sometimes we play on people's morality because we have grown and we don't do certain things, right? And I think we have to be careful. But to answer the question, I would encourage him not to. I don't even hang out with my buddies. You can't. If you're married, you can't hang out with me like that. I come to your. Ask Jackson. When Jackson was married, when he be talking about going to hang out, we going to go. If he upset with his wife, not with me. No, you ain't.
Right.
But I can come to your house and drink with you. But I'm not gonna go and tell your wife,
be a
bro,
part of,
we feeling this way. I'm not gonna
be a
do
part
that.
of that.
But
Yeah.
however, I'm definitely not going to encourage no man to cheat up on his wife or ruin his marriage. I think that that's stupid. I think it's wrong for a man to influence another man to do that. However, it is his job to tell his wife that he's cheating. It is not my job to go in there and tell his wife that he's cheating, right?
Yeah.
And so I think that we kind of have to check our own moral compass and check and deal with our own skeletons before we can just stop saying what people do. The reason why I say that is, I think about Matthew, bro, and I'm going biblical. I guess we ain't had Dr. C, but I think about he who without sin cast the first stone. And I think we gotta really start taking that into context. Like, tighten up, bro. Everything we do ain't perfect, right? And so you may not be a cheater, but you may do something to other people that is morally incorrect or morally wrong, right? And I think that we just kind of gotta watch how we little bro everybody, right? And how we try to feel like we got it all figured out, because we don't. We mere vessels, we make mistakes every day, and we trying to figure it out. However, I do understand, like Black Lift said, when breaking it down on if you can cheat on I like that point. If you can cheat on your wife, I definitely not going to do no business with you because you liable to do it to me. Right? So I do think that is a great point, and I'm not going to, we ain't going to let that slide. Right? We're going to,
I'm
definitely going to do that because that's a good point. That is a great point.
Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
No, I was gonna say, I'm gonna agree with exactly what Mom said. Loyalty to your friend as their friend, I would encourage them to stop, and that's probably what I would. That sounds like something I would do. Like, dog, it's because the thing is, it's kind of like this. If my encouragement is, if you're not happy, then you know what I'm saying. Then just get out of the relationship. You know what I mean? If something's going on or whatever the case may be, don't do all the cheating. You ain't got to do all that. You know what I'm saying? Just ease on up out of the relationship. And that's kind of something that I would probably do when I was younger. I probably wouldn't have said anything and just kind of let it go, whatever the case would be. But now as a mature older man, that would be my move.
So Jill said, I never had a friend put me in that position, and I would never put a friend in that position. We allow too much toxicity in friendship. That is exactly correct. And for me, it comes down to when you like Fuel said, when we were younger, you probably would have just let that slide and not said nothing. But when you grow up and when you learn better, you do better.
Cheating on your wife ain't cool.
It's a common statement, and it's based in fact. When you know better, you do better. And Fat Boy, you were doing a great thing, because having married men go out with single men, that's asking for
he definitely gonna want to do what you do.
You're not finna do no single man.
You feel me?
Put you in the mix of what's going on.
I don't even want to be.
All of us. But check this out. But check this out. All of us have had a friend. I mean, I'm talking about that was in a relationship, and you go out. They go out with not marriage, but I'm just saying in a relationship, and they go out with their buddies or whatever that are single. You know what I'm saying? And feel like they had to, show up or whatever, with the women and all that kind of stuff or whatever while y'all out and about. For example, when you're in a club or whatever, he's got to be like, talking to this girl or talking to that girl just to show up to the fellas or whatever, that he still got it and he can still holler or whatever when he already got a woman at home.
And fellas,
I'm sure y'all probably experienced that.
You into being alone. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Starlee said, "I'm going to tell my friend." At that point, she can take the information and do with it what she wants, what she may. At the end of the day, she can't say, "I knew and I didn't tell." Either way it goes, I'll still be there. She'll still be there for her. Basically, yes. Yeah, that's a good point. Yes.
I mean, good point. And I'm not advocating for kicking your friend to the curb. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's definitely not something I'm saying, but and I'm not trying to be on no moral high ground, because trust me, I cheated a long time ago, a lot. But that's the whole thing, is that when you know better, when you learn better,
you do better.
You do better. And time makes us all wiser. And so we understand that what a lot of people don't understand, and I'll say this to my dying day, what people don't understand, the same way you got somebody is the same way you can lose that person. So if you got somebody from cheating, like y'all both was cheating or whatever, that should let you know right now that neither one of y'all can be trusted. So therefore, how you gonna be with a cheater that can cheat on you and leave and go cheat with somebody else? That's the craziest
let's
stuff in my
tap
head.
on
I
this.
don't
What Mom
understand
just said. She said, "LOL," starting a great point, but then she said, "I might not tell my friend if I bust their mate. I would definitely have a conversation with their mate to come clean, because that's a slippery slope to out someone."
Yeah,
that's a tough one. That's a tough one.
I'm not involved.
To have the conversation, because this is the thing. You have the conversation with that friend or with that mate, right? You have a conversation with that mate, but yet that mate could still be doing whatever they wanted to do. Now you know about it. What point in time do you tell your friend? Or do you tell your friend?
I'm gonna be like,
because now the mate knows that you know. So now when y'all you're an accessory, because now y'all come together.
Murder.
Yeah, now when y'all come together or whatever, you know exactly what he done or whatever, and now y'all all there together, and everybody's hooping and laughing and singing and crying already together. You know what I'm saying? And yet you never said nothing about him messing around. That mate messing around. Well, I gotta say him, but her, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. But that mate, yes.
But mom hit a good point, because here's part of the problem, right?
The situation.
So it is. So my wife, she knew stuff about her ex-husband, right? She did not tell his current girlfriend. Okay. But she did later. But what she said was something that was really messed up. The girlfriend said that I wouldn't have believed you if you would have told me that anyway.
That sometimes happens. That would be a fact at times. That would be a fact at times.
You see what I'm saying? And I'm sitting there like, wow. So even if she would have told her the dirt that she had on him, the girlfriend wouldn't have believed her.
That's the character of that person too, because and they don't want to believe that they basically a significant other is doing something or cheating on them, whatever. But I do like the fact Jill just said, I found out someone was cheating on my friend. I would give them one day to tell them before I did. Hey, that's what I probably would do. Hey, dog, tell her.
Yeah, you got to put a time limit on that.
You don't, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because if y'all
they gonna try to.
I'm giving you 48 hours,
y'all coming over the game night or whatever, man. You better be done told her.
I got 48 hours or so.
I'm gonna tell at game night if you don't tell. At game night, I'm telling.
Right, just give them a choice.
Game night. No, I'm just
game night.
For real, I pray I never get put in that position.
Right. That's what's up. All right, man. Hey, good conversation, y'all. Good show. Good show. And thank you guys for the comments. We appreciate y'all as usual each and every week. We got another comment real quick. Kanisha said, what'd you say, girl? I'm not saying anything because 9, 10, they will. 9 times out of 10, they will stay together.
9 times out of 10, they will stay together.
Somehow they would make a pavilion by
somehow they make it a villain.
I agree, Kanisha.
You gotta really know your friend too. Look, you gotta really know your friend.
Kanisha, say less. Say less. You just hit it right on the head. Say less. Because like they say, that's why you don't be honest. You don't be real honest with your friends about things like, hey man, your man was a dog, blah, blah, blah. hey man, we back together now. Now it's weird between us. Because you done call my man names and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, shit, okay.
I think sometimes in relationships, the person is mad that the other person does know. You know, they're mad at the friend. They get mad at the friend because the friends know or whatever, when they probably even, especially with women, has the intuition of something that happening anyway. You know what I'm saying? But they just don't want to believe it. They don't want nobody else to know that this is happening, and pretty much probably wanted to handle the situation themselves, you know, outside of anybody else knowing or whatever, especially your friend. But
man, we didn't already talk about this, man. Women can keep secrets way better than men. So.
Exactly.
You'll never know.
All right, man. That's gonna do it for us. What happened in the dark will definitely come out to the light. Facts. True that. True that. True that. That's what's up, man. We appreciate you guys tapping in. What you got for us, Fat Boy, before we get out of here?
Oh man, I love every last one of y'all. I love my co-host. Y'all know that. I thank y'all, man. Y'all, the comments every show is just getting better and better. Dear brother and dear sister, y'all, he's spanking y'all. I'm telling you, Black Live coming with it. So make sure y'all send us a 30-second to a minute clip to firedupbroadcasting@gmail.com. That's firedupbroadcasting@gmail.com. Make sure you label it dear brother, dear sister. And I'm looking forward to hearing from y'all, man. I love y'all. I'll see y'all next week.
What you got, Liv?
All right. Hey, all the new people, everybody, Mom, Jill, Kanisha, Starlene, all y'all. I know I'm missing some people, but hey, love each and every one of y'all. Love my co-host. Everybody that's here, tell somebody about the show. You know, tell every person, tell two people, tell two people, tell two people. Like I said, look, we here to help, and I know y'all got some questions that y'all want, you know, differing opinions on. So remember that, dear brother, dear sister. Let us know. We'll do our best to touch on it. We may not be right, but we damn sure ain't wrong.
For real. No, for real. I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with that, Liv.
Yeah, we may not be right.
I damn sure ain't wrong.
We ain't wrong. Yeah, just send us on here and thank y'all.
Y'all stupid, man. Hey, but that's what's up, man. I appreciate you guys tapping in. And as y'all can see scrolling there, join us this every Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on YouTube, Facebook, and IG too. It's real soon. Sometimes IG is not on, but you know, YouTube and Facebook for sure every week. All right. Once again, man, I appreciate y'all. That's gonna do it for us, man. And you know the deal. And remember, if they talking about you behind your back,
they talking about you behind your back.
They behind you for a reason.
They behind you for a reason.
All our illusions will get the parade, and all the reasons start to fade.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Reasons, the show where you can give your reasons why you think what you feel about what we're talking about today. We should know this, man. We say no.
Dear brother, how do y'all deal with erectile dysfunction when you're in a relationship?
I wouldn't know how to do it unless I had it. And remember, if they're talking about you behind your back, they behind you for a reason. Hey.